Poel Poal Hithpoel. Okay, these names are all going to start to sound a little similar, unless you have it written in front of you and keep it straight. These, of course, relate to the Poel. Poel relates to Polel, which of course replaces Piel. Poal relates to Polal, which replaces Pual, and Hithpoel is related to Hithpolel, which of course replaces Hithpael. Okay, you may want to have your tables in front of you to look at that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at the first one. So we'll put Polel here, and we'll compare it to Poel. So, here we have Komeim, this is what we saw in the last module, and here we have Onein, same form, right? Here we have Komema, Olela, Komamta, Olalta, Yekomeim, Yemolel. See, all the forms are all exactly the same. Mekomeim, Mechokek, Komeim, Koshesh. So why do we say these are two different things? Well, it's because they came from two different things. This came from Kum, okay? Kum is Kof, Vav, Mem. That's the root. So this is a root letter, and so is this, and so is this. And then we doubled the third one because we couldn't double the second one, right? This, however, doesn't come from a hollow verb. This comes from a geminate. Here it is right here. Ayin nun nun. So the ayin is a root, just like the kof is a root. The vav is not a root. The vav is added. Here the vav is a root. Is a root letter. It's the root letter number 2, right? And the nun here is a root letter, just like the mem is a root letter. And this one, the second nun, is also a root letter. Here it is, because it comes from a geminate. You already have 2. While this second mem is not a root letter. This is the reduplicated, the reduplication of the third root letter. So the end result looks the same. But what's happening here is that you have them coming from different root letters. So here, vav is a root letter, here it isn't. Here, mem is not a root letter, here nun is. So these mostly come from geminates. So ayin nun nun, ayin lamed lamed, mem lamed lamed, whatever here, okay. So you have the last two radicals all, you have 2 of them. You have a gemination there. I've given examples here. The texts where actually found these things. You can look them up if you want to see them in context. So these here, Poel Poal Hithpoel, they correspond to Poel Poal Hithpoel, which correspond to Poel Poal Hithpoel. This one has a reasonable number of occurrences. Poel, 84 of them. Not many Poals, just like there weren't many Polals. I think there were 12 that I found. And in my database, which is, or my program, Accordance is what I'm using, I couldn't find any Hithpoels. Now, maybe they named it differently, I'm not sure. So, these are formed from regular 3-letter verbs, or especially geminates, rather than hollow verbs. So that's the difference, is what they're formed from. And no radicals are repeated in the making of the binyan, because the third radical is already repeated, unlike the hollow verb where it isn't repeated. So this is kind of, it sounds like what it says, no radicals repeated, yet you look at the form and you see repetition. Well, it was already repeated in the root. That's all that's about. Okay, so there's Poel, Polal, and Hithpoel.